Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Friday, 22nd day of August. Here we go. When you say brachos, blessings, and you mention God's name, we actually say God's name in different ways, and it would be appropriate for you to understand what is intended with each one of these words, so that when you're saying all the different forms of God's name, you shouldn't just have random thoughts in your head, God, like whatever, God. Because we're actually saying, sometimes we're saying Hashem, sometimes we're saying Elohim, and we should know the difference in the nuance of what's intended when saying that word. Let me explain with examples and it'll be more clear. When you say Baruch Atah Hashem, I'm not saying the full way, I'm just saying it in that hinted way now. When you get to that word Hashem, that really means that God, what you're referring to there is the master of the universe, okay? So whenever you're saying Baruch Atah and then that next word that comes after it, that word right there is intended to, when you think it out in your mind, the one who is the master of the universe. Now, when you say that word Hashem in Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, when you say Hashem there, you not only think that God is master of the universe, but you think as the fuller intention, He is, was, and always will be the master of the universe. He's the eternal master of the universe, and that's what you're supposed to be thinking when saying the Hashem's name that's mentioned in Shema Yisrael. That is the God who is master of the universe, but always was master of the universe, always is, and always will be master of the universe. When you say the word Elohim, that's different. That also refers to God, but it refers to other aspects of His greatness, and there you kind of mean this idea that I will describe to you now. You mean that Elohim, He is immovable, He's unrestricted, He's omnipotent everywhere. Those are the kind of powerful things that you mean when you think of or say and mean the word Elohim. The way the Hashem word is spelled out, this is your third law for today, the way the Hashem word is spelled out, it's spelled out with, and I'm not going to say the letters all together because you're not allowed to, that's how holy the word is. I'll say them with dashes in between. There's a yud, dash, then there's a hey, dash, then there's a vav, and then dash, there's a hey. You're not supposed to say all those letters together because it's that holy a name, and we don't like to even spell it out. I spelled it out in a broken up way there for you, but we don't like to say them all together. You will sometimes hear what people, when they say the four letters, they'll say them in a kind of aberrated way, so they won't actually be saying the full word. So instead of saying those four letters, they'll say Yud K Vav K. If you ever heard someone saying that, they're doing it because they don't want to pronounce the four letters all together, which we're not allowed to because it's so special. The Kohanim, the priests in the temple, actually did it when they blessed the Jewish people, but all of us ordinary people in ordinary situations have no right to say that name, and the punishment for saying it is very serious, so don't ever joke around about it either. We don't say that word. That's how holy it is. There is a group of Christians, I'm not going to say their name, but it starts with a J, and they call themselves the J something witnesses. You shouldn't say that word either because that's an aberration of that real word. They're saying God's name in that four-letter format that we don't pronounce, and so it's best if you don't say that word. If you ever wanted to allude to that group, you could call them just the J's witnesses, but don't call them by that full name because you're not allowed to be saying that name. And lastly, because we're discussing these kinds of laws today, I wanted to just add in one more for you, and that is that when you pray, and you're saying all these holy words praising God, in any praising of God, it wouldn't be appropriate to be chewing gum at the time or sucking candies. Not just because we consider it rude to chew gum and talk to the King of all kings, which it is, but anyway, we're supposed to be fully giving over of our mouth to our prayer, and to be simultaneously, like cheating, I'm sucking a candy and praying to God at the same time, that's inappropriate. So make sure not to do that. Have yourself a great Shabbos. Log on again after Shabbos for more. Bye-bye.